Election 2011 coverage on Manx Radio. Brought to you by PDMS.
North Douglas and a Liberal Vannin Party candidate, the destination for our second election guest this morning. Peter Hill served for 25 years in the Metropolitan Police. He moved to the island a decade ago. Married with 2 children, he's clerk to Lonnan Commissioners, deputy clerk to Laxey Commissioners, and he describes the Isle of Man's current political system as fundamentally wrong and believes the time's come for a change. Good morning, Mr Hill.
Good morning, James.
So is Liberal Vannin a government in waiting?
I would like to think so. They've got some very viable policies, and above all else, they are inclusive. They're open, they're transparent. They will tell you exactly what the situation is, and with that in mind, I think these are the right people.
Is that a suggestion the current government does not do that?
I don't think they do. I think actually they're quite secretive. They do tend to withhold information that might be unpopular, and we're in a time of day now, period of our economy when we need absolute openness and transparency. But more importantly, of course, we need to get everybody. It isn't just politicians who need to get this island going. It's everybody. Every man, woman on the street is part of this, because we're all going to benefit or suffer as a result of the economy. So it isn't just them telling us what to do.
So if elected, would you work within government? Because obviously Liberal Vannin policy... The members...
No, not as an individual. If Liberal Vannin was in a position to form a government, then collectively we would form a government. But if Liberal Vannin wasn't in a position to form a government and I was offered a post, then absolutely no.
Would you oppose everything then that government would do? Because obviously there's been a lot of criticism of the party leader for just doing exactly that. No,
I mean the position is Liberal Vannin has complimented government decisions where appropriate and criticised where inappropriate. We're quite open. We actually, luckily, we are a party that's a team. We are free thinkers. We can think, and we have, again, the beauty of this is that we have a skill set, that there are candidates here who have qualifications and skills in economic matters and that sort of stuff. I'm not an economist, I'm not a banker or accountant, so I can't speak for that. But there are other chaps and women within the team that can, and we have the specialist skills to form the government. My skills lie elsewhere, and so with that you need an all-inclusive, again I use that word again, party that we have the skills to do that.
I mean, you say your skills lie elsewhere. You've obviously had time with the local authorities. That would have been an insight into the workings of government and an understanding, if you like, of day-to-day issues that affect the people. What are the issues then which need addressing?
I think the issues need addressing at the moment, of course, and I find it rather astonishing that in the 2006 census, which we go to a lot of time and a lot of money every 5 years to do a census, and we're told the reason is to find out what people are thinking. Well, before the last election, the top issue of concern by the electorate was VAT. And just exactly what has this government done? What is the point of having a census where the people are saying VAT is a problem?
It wasn't given a choice, was it, our Manx government?
No, but the bottom line is they'd had a signal from the electorate that they were concerned, so surely that is the time to consider maybe the VAT agreement was overly generous towards the Isle of Man. I think, perhaps with hindsight or even foresight, I think we knew we were doing very well out of this, and maybe Plan B, or to even consider that, should have been considered, that just in case something went wrong, we've got to be prepared for fallback. And quite frankly...
Isn't that what the reserves are there for?
You want to keep the reserves as intact as much as you can, because once you've used them, you then have to go into the borrowing field. And we don't want to be in it. At the moment, we are privileged that we actually are sound, and we want to retain that as much as possible. What we need to do is stop wasting money and really make sure we are directing our funds, our hard-earned tax. Everybody here goes out and they work themselves to bits to make a living, try and make a decent go of life, and we don't expect government to start squandering money.
And in your view, that's what it's been doing?
I think a lot of money has been wasted, and I just think it's very unfortunate.
When you announced last week, you said you were standing because many voters in the island feel they're not being represented. They may feel that, but not, it would seem, where you're standing, Douglas North. The Bill and Ben show has proved extremely popular there, hasn't it?
Yes, I find that rather strange personally, but the point is, the Bill and Ben show, if we must refer to that. I mean, I wouldn't want to think that's a derogatory term. Because,
not at all. Not at all.
Whether you like it or not, they've represented Douglas North for nearly a quarter of a century between them, and that's quite a good feat. The bottom line here is, of course, that no one has stood up against them. And now, at long last, Liberal Vannin has provided Douglas North with an alternative. And there's also an independent candidate who has stood up, who, when I listened to him yesterday, he seems quite good. I mean, you now have two alternatives to the current Bill and Ben show.
Confident?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's a very new experience for me personally to do this because up until now, I've been the guy who gets the job done, and I look after people, and if they want something and it's reasonable and I can do it, I mean, anybody in London will know that if they ask for something, if I can do it, I'll do it. If I can't, I won't. You know, I won't be able to do it, but I will tell them why.
Peter Hill, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Well, thank you.